You can't believe the amount of times me and Jackie suffered in the early days. I lost a $500 screen because of losing chickens over and over, like the third day of playing Sea of Thieves. Every time I wanted to do a merchant, every time we got chickens, the same ship will come and sink us. And they'll leave our loot in the water and leave too. When I made the video how to stop chasers, literally newer players were able to take down experienced players just because they were caught off guard. And think of it like this too, it's much easier for a newer player to aim with a cannon from a tower, perfectly solid stationary cannon, than a ship. That's why my other video I did recently, getting chased in Sea of Thieves, which is kind of another chapter of that video, is also blowing up on my channel. Because running and chasing in Sea of Thieves is the biggest unsolved mystery, you know? So with the new way things down server hopping is just killing the game. Might be help to cut down server hopping, but I think. Body bagger, yeah, I know. Honestly, Rare said they're testing portals, and it's unfortunate. To be honest, I swear to you guys, if Rare listens just a bit more, they listen a lot. They focus on portal hopping and stuff. We can keep hopping in the game, but in a different way, like what Falcor suggested in the video. You will have to reach level 5 Emissary on a Reaper, something like that he said, to make it like a quest to get as a Reaper. Now, once you are level 5 Reaper, you can actually buy this quest, and it will literally, you go in a portal, come out in another server, you know? But this quest, when you buy it, it costs, let's say, 15k or 20k. This way, it makes constant hopping costly. It makes it that you have to fight, you have to steal, you have to sell to invest in it. Now it's free. That's the bad part of hopping right now, or the tough part is that it's free. That's the only problem, you know? So keep hopping, it's perfectly fine, but make it cost. This way I want to invest. If I hop 3 times and I don't find servers, and let's say the voyage I want to buy is like 15k to hop, after reaching Reaper 5, that means I already spent 45k hopping. I need to steal, I need to be a Reaper, and Reapers will literally stop running. Even so, the traditional way is all I see streamers do, and it gets old, yeah. That's why I don't server hop, because I was thinking if everyone's server hopping, like, I want content just as much these streamers do, right? But if everyone's hopping, I'll do the opposite. I'll give him something to hop. The problem is, the excessive hopping is leaving nothing else. Tucking now is not as common as before. You guys remember when talking, like, when Summit was playing a lot of New World, a lot of Sea of Thieves, and he was tucking all the time. Man, 80% of the community was tucking. You will literally go to every fort and there's no one doing it because everyone wants to tuck. That's a problem, finding a balance. Now, if you make hopping costly and you have to reach Reaper 5 before that, then the only ones hopping are Reaper 5 that want to fight, not Reaper 5s that want to run away. So the idea of Reapers running will decrease. What about me with little gold who doesn't want to fight? I want to PV, why can't I hop? Because why do you want to hop? That's the question, McConley. You're gonna have to eventually take these people down, even if you give them a fight. That's why I tend to focus with my videos on the person that is escaping and not the person that's chasing, because the person that's chasing is obviously already more skilled. The videos that I do, like how to stop chasers and stuff like that, are mainly for that reason. I don't want the less fortunate person who just wants to PvE to run. That's why I said in my video, getting chased, it's time to show them who's boss. And what we did today in Fort of the Damned with that brigantine and the sloop, with the galleon and the sloop, is just another strategy. If you're on the server, you're inviting someone to mess with. See, if you're on a server and you have an emissary, you're calling for PvP. Because that's the reason why emissary was added in the first place. Emissary is only added for high risk, high reward. So if you have an emissary and you dislike people attacking you, then maybe you can just not raise an emissary. You'll still level up, but not as much. I'm going the other side. Different currency type of PvE. If they add PvE servers, they will just ruin the game. It will literally ruin like.
Because yeah, then
the sense of
there'll be no one to fight.
The sense of danger in Sea of Thieves has to be present at all times. You know.
Yeah, I mean honestly, what would the point be. I think the game would kind of get boring.
You can't believe the amount of times me and Jackie suffered in the early days. I lost a $500 screen because of losing chickens over and over, like the third day of playing Sea of Thieves. Every time we wanted to do a merchant, every time we got chickens, the same ship will come and sink us. And they will leave our loot in the water and leave too. It bothered me so much. I was like, I'm done with this game. And I threw the mouse on the keyboard and it bounced right to the center of the screen. Yeah. Trust me, I was like I went through what you guys went through in the beginning, you know. But in the end, I was like, okay, how to get better in Sea of Thieves? I opened YouTube. I did not find the guides that I like felt like they hit the spot, but I did learn. That's why I started making the guides that are top viewed on my channel. How to stop and trick other ships, because I lived that suffering moment of getting wrecked by Pirate Legends back in the day and stuff. So I make these videos. I can literally put myself in your shoes as a new player, and I can feel what you are feeling inside your head of struggle and make you a video about that. If there's a way to open the older Reddit posts, open like let's say May of 2018 Sea of Thieves subreddit, and you know what I'm gonna see? Loot stacks of 5 captain's chests. And oh my god, the upvotes. Loot stacks, 5 captain's chests.
Because it was scary to, it was actually really scary to hold more than that.
Because at the time, every single person in the game wanted what? To become Pirate Legend. All of us had one goal. Every single person in the server had one goal. To become Pirate Legend. So we all shared, we had things in common. Now it's not. To me, I want people to come and attack me. This random person there, he wants to get the Ashen set from the whatever, you know what I mean? That's why yesterday I got like borderline triggered, remember? I was like, I want to see the old days. I want to see the true fighting is... I want someone to come towards me, not the other way, towards me, and sink me with 20 irons in the bowsprit. Every single stream I do that, and sometimes I sink, because sinking, losing your loot is a part of the game. OGs would understand this, will know exactly why this is being done. Honestly, running became insane with Emissary.
It became frustrating, really, really frustrating. How much people don't want to put up their own loot. Like, they want to sink you for yours and then go sell it. And then they don't want to fight you.
And then they leave the server. That's yeah.
Yeah.
PvPers want Care Bears up. Honestly, that's a problem. Like, when we attack players in Sea of Thieves, us, me, Rocket, and Jackie, which is the most cool we sell.
Can we just sell the chest?
We don't sink like less fortunate players, like in terms of skill or gold. We don't sink someone who wants to mind his own business. We sink points of interest. And we love it when the sweatiest of the sweats comes towards us. I don't like to sink easy targets because there's nothing to gain for me for it. And the most thing I don't like in the game is selling loot. Because to me, I have 14 million in the game. And I could care. For me, I don't care about other cosmetics. Outfit look, the afro and everything. And I'm satisfied there.
But if they're coming and they sink over and over and over and over again, and they're just trying, their only target is just to sink you once so they can get your loot, that bothers me so much.
You know what the problem is? Because I'm a streamer and some people think all streamers are like that. No, I'm always walking on a minefield when I talk about these things. For example, TDMers think I dislike them for some reason. Because I can tell, because they're like, most of the time they're attacking me like on their Discord and stuff like that, you know? When I share my opinion on some like animation cancels and stuff, it's just my opinion, but I don't say they can't use it. You know what I mean? It's up to Rare to fix it. When I talk about TDMing, I always say I wish Rare would give TDMers something for them to play and enjoy what they do. You know? I talk about hopping. I wish hoppers will come towards me with loot, not come with an empty ship, sink, return with empty ship again, sink, return with empty ship again, sink, then the 4th time they sink me, sell the loot, then leave the server through the portal. You know, how do you consider that a win when I sunk you 3 times but you had an empty ship And every single time you came to me, I had 40k on my bowsprit alone, and you came to me with an empty ship. And then when you sink me and leave, you call it a win. That's not a win. That's just win in your own bubble of convenience that you invented, you know, hopping, right? His ship is empty. Then what he does is he goes, abandons ship, flies onto the other ship, kills the 2 new players with like 10 chests, sinks their ship, then his ship that sunk, he brings it back, takes the loot, sells it, and considered it a win. That's not a win, man. Your ship sunk just like they did, but you had nothing to lose. They had something to lose. That's the balance that I'm talking about, you know? Like, if this was a mathematical equation and you were in the exam, you would fail. Player revives made PvP a lot less fun. Makes too many battles just end. Yeah. Player revive should be removed on enemy ships. Have player revive as PvE. It's fun. A family, friends playing PvE, killing skeletons and so on. It's fun for them to revive each other, and it couldn't get better. But for us as PvPers, why would I want to revive my crewmate on an enemy ship? It's just basically to continue camping them. The game should favor the defender, not the attacker, because the defender always has something to lose. That's why reviving on an enemy ship, reviving is fine, but reviving on an enemy ship is completely broken.
Yeah. Like that time when we sunk a galleon, then 4 of them boarded after they sunk, and they kept reviving. They didn't sink us, but we had to kill like 900 people to get the 4 guys off our ship because they kept reviving.
Just remove revive exclusively on enemy ship, and it'll be perfect. For example, if you knock someone off your ship, then you kill him in the water, then his crewmate wants to revive him in the water. That's perfectly fine, because you still have the higher ground. You're on your ship. You're the one that knocked him down. So you can see him reviving his crewmate. You have a higher chance of killing the other guy too. So it becomes even more risky to do that. My whole source of income in my life as a content creator comes from Sea of Thieves, because obviously my community is built around Sea of Thieves. So would I ever want to provide feedback that will make the game worse? I'm providing feedback for the retention of the game. I want players to stay longer in Sea of Thieves. The reason is they go through these moments where they feel lost and they can't find any help. So when I say something, I'm not against a TDMer or an exploiter or something. On the long run, these things ruin the game. Not the TDM itself. It's the things that they like to be added in the main game. Basically, a TDMer is someone who's very focused on PvP in the game, and they usually they excel in one-to-one combat because they practice that so much. The competitive attitude brings sometimes edginess with it, you know. Like if they sink, they could get salty, or if they sink you because they're bored, they're not fighting competition.
Yep.
Nice.
They're like hiding.
The gamer words and stuff, you know. We have a video called Fighting Bigger Crews, how to find bigger ships. And I showed exactly why reviving on enemy ships is one of the worst features in the game. Reviving on enemy ships, not reviving. I mean, is someone not good, so good PV? I'm supposed to get good, but I'm not supposed to attack without first loading my bow with treasure. Is this right? And I'm not allowed to play the game unless I have time to practice? Can't you just play a game once in a while for fun? No, Macaulay. You don't have to. You just manage preventing attackers. You don't have to attack anyone ever. Just make sure you stop whoever comes to you, because in the end it's your loot. Virtually in the game, your loot is like real life. Your locker in school. You want someone to come in, just tell you open that and do that. You know, defend your stuff. That's all. This is definitely a game that makes getting better important. If you don't learn to improve, experience never gets better. Dread Red Queen, exactly. Some people have limited time. I have 3 hours per weekend to play. I have school. My parents don't let me stay on the computer or the Xbox much, right? If I play Sea of Thieves, I want to try this game this weekend. I only have 4 hours every Friday after school to play games. I got these people. I played. Some nice open crew told me let's do a fort. We did a fort. I got 30k out of loot. Then this ship came out of nowhere, sunk me. I'm gonna get annoyed, right? It's a part of the game. But, you know, what's part of the game, you have to understand that what's naturally a part of the game in Sea of Thieves almost doesn't exist in other games. I'd vote for you. It almost doesn't exist in other games, you know? The idea of working for 4 hours, then flushing that down the drain, it almost doesn't exist in other games. It does, to a certain extent, but not like Sea of Thieves. This is to prove that this is the reason why they added seasons. This is the reason why Rare started rewarding people without even going to the outpost, without even selling loot, without even anything. Because what I'm saying is right, and I'm 100% sure. I used to say that before seasons came out. Rare should value player time and reward them without selling stuff at the outpost. Because Sea of Thieves, you're only rewarded when you reach the NPC and sell. And that's the thing, like right now I played on a weekend. I lost 4 hours of game. I was like, I'm gonna be salty in the beginning, but over time while I'm in school, not listening to the teacher and like looking at the sky and wondering what I'm gonna play next week. Once you're thinking about the next weekend and you wanna actually go to this, you might give Sea of Thieves another chance. Now that other chance is gonna be deciding the fate of your future in the game. If you end up losing the same after 3-4 hours, and you get that helpless, lost feeling that you cannot win at all in this game, or I will never win in this game, I'll never be good in PvP, how did this guy just like 360 tuck air snipe me? I shot him 3 times, how didn't he die? You know, stuff like this. The third weekend, I guarantee you that person is not gonna go back and play Sea of Thieves. He's not. He's gonna go play another game, and when he feels the sense of adrenaline rush that playing Raft or something rewarded you, and once you stopped playing, you can't wait to play the game again, you're not gonna come back to Sea of Thieves. That's the reason why Rare added seasons. That's exactly. And of course, I know some of you say, I don't mind sinking, it's a part of the game. I think 2% of the players in the world would accept that getting wrecked in Sea of Thieves and playing over and over again and losing your time flushed down the toilet, literally, is okay to get better. That's a minority. And as a business move, us stubborn people, you know, aren't money makers for Sea of Thieves, you know? I'm stubborn, I suck at PvP, but I pay anyway because I'm getting my loot, and no, I don't want to share my flame out loot, yeah. I can only play a few hours with work and raising a toddler, and as a solo player, I haven't had time experience doing the force, so I pretty much only have time to work on Emissary Ledger Wars. Exactly. If you lose your time over and over again, or Sea of Thieves now where you have a toddler to take care of, you might not play because of your situation happening right now in the game. Isn't this the same logic that makes PvE service somewhat logical? No. The logic is people want to roleplay pirate, right? That's why some of them throw gamer words, right? You want to roleplay Sea of Thieves and quote on thieves. If that player you're attacking has nothing of your benefit, that means you are not roleplaying. You're contradicting yourself. He has absolutely nothing for you to gain. So as a pirate, there's nothing to get. There's nothing to gain. Why would you attack him? Well, see, the thing is, I personally complain about exploits because they make it unfair for others. I'm a capable gamer. If I want to use exploits, I'll be damn good at it. I don't use it because I don't want my muscle memory to get used to that. You know, to a simple example of any animation cancel, to including to digging, I don't use it. Now I know many of you use exploits to even out the odds. They'll be like, well, they're doing this and I'm losing because of that, so I'm gonna use it until Rare fixes it. That's fine. Let's swap and juggler mechanics, thick skill, they aren't really exploits. And all energy, use these because they are necessary at high skill. That's exactly what I'm talking about, Joker's mad. These are important between them, but when their muscle memory gets used to that, they end up using it against every single player that's just casual. They added server limitation for hopping that you can buy like once every 5 days, but then when you go to another server, you can buy again. PhuzzyBond's gotta have a good one. Soul Slooper, nice 6 hours content. It was awesome. Thank you so much, my friend. Love you all. I'll see you tomorrow. And people that only come to my streams during drops, Until next time, have a good one.